Did we do it? Okay. It wasn't too bad, but we were talking about trapezoids, and we're going to continue with trapezoids. Go ahead and grab a whiteboard, AJ. We're going to continue with trapezoids today, but we'll focus more on the angles. But let's discuss yesterday first. Okay, when I have this problem right here, what do I need to do in order to solve for the median? Who can tell me? Yeah. I need to add the top and the bottom together and then divide it by 2. Okay, so who can tell me what 5.7 plus 13.1 is? $18.2 divided by 2, and then what would my mid? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought someone said 0.2. And then you divide it by 2, and then what should we get for the mid segment or the median? 9.4. Okay? This is kind of what we were doing yesterday. Now we also had algebraic versions. Okay? Go ahead and do this one on your own. All right, and then compare it with the partner you are sitting by and see if you can get the answer. Okay? Let's go ahead and solve this one and then compare it with your partner. Here, just do it on your whiteboard. That's what you get the whiteboard for. You get the whiteboard. Yeah, do it on your whiteboard.
How do you know when to times it by 2 or when to divide it?
Well, like, is there any x up here? No. Oh, we're going to find the FE, the value of FE. No, so let's go ahead and add these together. Okay, and since there's no x, we can just divide this by 2.
So when there's no x, divide.
When there's an x on top, then you have to times both sides by 2. Can you write it?
Yes.
All right, while you are solving, compare with your partner, compare behind you, okay? And make sure you get the same answers. Okay, Jordan is going to go ahead and write it up here. You're finding FE, not just X, FE.
No, not on normal mode.
You probably should have just found X. Because we can tell the answer right here. But it's okay. Yes, you won't be here for the next 3 days. Volleyball. I think that's what it was. Perfect. Do we all get 17?
Yes.
And then X equals what? 9, okay? Perfect. Yeah. All right, let's do one that's a little harder. What about this one? Go ahead and solve for number 6. Because we got to make sure you know how to do it. That's interesting. No, that's not true. Just give me 1 second. Oh, this is great. All right, just give it 1 second.
Well, your class is 80 minutes.
70.
Oh, God. I cannot do your classes for 80.
I hope this class isn't one of them.
Well, like,
No response? Okay.
No, like my life, I cannot be in there for 80 minutes. I got 55 minutes. It's so bad.
All right, I'm gonna draw this one on the board while I'm trying to fix this. Okay, the top is 9. This is -3 plus 3x. And then the bottom is 4x minus 5. Okay, I want you to solve for the median. So you're solving for A, B. Solve for A, B. It's probably, oh, and here it is on the board finally. Okay, you're solving for A, B. AB, the median. Say that one more time. What'd you forgot to write with that? Would you can't just set it up like that. How'd you get 4? Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think it's 2. You didn't set it up right.
No, but like we're gonna retake that test and hope I know better.
What'd you get for X? 15, 12, 20. Yeah. Do you want to write what you did? Just put it over here. All right, compare with your partner, but you should not get X equals 2. You guys are good. You should not get X equals 2. Not quite. I was going to try to see what you did wrong, but that's okay. See what she does right there. Good, good. I know you will. I know. Have you just tried harder?
Yeah. Working on it. You're gonna get up and
Do we just put like the temps to it?
That works. And then maybe you can put like the parentheses around it so it shows that. All right, and then make sure you look at the board. All right, if you got it wrong, you can compare.
He said we're gonna get work on Monday and I'll just do it.
He literally said we were gonna do that.
You forgot to multiply your 3s.
How do you erase it?
With the eraser.
Charlotte's not here. She can't answer all the questions.
Today's your chance.
No. No, it's not.
You've been waiting for this moment.
No.
Okay, so do we all get X equals 5? Okay. When we plug it into AB equals what? 12. Okay. Perfect. All right. Any questions about these? In a little bit. We got to move on. Okay. Well, it will. Okay, so we are going to talk about our new section today. Okay. And this is going to include the angles of a trapezoid. Okay. So let's go ahead, go to this screen. I'm going to put it in landscape in a second. Okay. So feel free to just keep your whiteboard if you want to write your notes on your whiteboard, okay? Or if you want to get your notebook out, you can get your notebook out. Now, let's go ahead and look at the angles of a trapezoid, okay? What type of polygon is a trapezoid? It's a quadrilateral, thank you. So, it has, okay, 4 sides. With my quadrilateral, what do the interior angles add up to equal? 360. Now, all right, listen. If we don't know it's 360, how can I figure out what the interior angles of a quadrilateral is? Yeah, our n minus 2 times 180. So 4 minus 2 times 180. 2 times 180, and that's 360. Okay? So when we do these angles of a trapezoid, okay, the angles have to add up to equal 360 degrees. Okay? Today we're going to be working with isosceles trapezoids, all right, and then just regular trapezoids as well. Now, what makes a trapezoid a trapezoid? Not 2. 1 set of parallel sides. Okay? Now, if I say it's an isosceles trapezoid, okay, the 2 sides that are going to be congruent are these 2 sides right here. Okay? So this one, we'll use this isosceles trapezoid. Okay, to solve for our first example. Now, let's say this angle right here is 60 degrees. Now, if this is an isosceles trapezoid, okay, then there is going to be 2 sets of angles that are congruent to each other. So if this angle is 60 degrees, all right, this one is also going to be 60 because these are going to be congruent. Now, in an isosceles trapezoid, if the bottom 2 are congruent, the top 2 have to be congruent as well. Okay? So let's try to figure out, you can do it either or. Let's try to figure out how we can solve for the value of these top 2 angles. All right? Now, for these top 2 angles, okay, if this angle right here is 60 degrees, okay, what do you think I'm going to do to find this angle right here? Yes? Yeah. These 2 angles, I think this is what Adam was saying, these 2 angles are going to be supplementary. So if they're supplementary, what do they add up to equal? They add up to equal 180, okay? So how am I going to solve for that angle? 180 minus 60. And what's 180 minus 60? 120, okay? So if this angle is 120, what's the other angle? It's also 120, okay? Okay, perfect. Now, that's mostly going to be with isosceles trapezoids. When we have normal trapezoids, okay, non-isosceles, these will just be supplementary, okay? So these will add up to equal 180. Let's just go ahead and look at some example problems. So you can do these on your whiteboard. Okay, we want to find the measurement. It'll be on the test. No. If you read the Google Classroom, no. Now, if S is 110, what is R going to be? It's also going to be 110. Is this an isosceles trapezoid? It is, okay? Because we have our 2 sets of congruent sides, okay? What about number 2? Yeah, this is going to be 100, Okay. Let's go down to number 4. It's going to be like the same thing. This is going to be 65. What about this one? This would be 80. Okay? These seem pretty easy. What about this one right here? This one would be 95. Now, let's go down here and we need to solve for x. Okay? Each figure is a trapezoid. Okay, it tells us that on top. Let's look at number 7. Now, I have this angle as 95. Okay? How can we figure out what angle value n is going to be? Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Or, how can we figure out what angle value n would be? Yeah, Tanner? Yeah. Yeah, we could do 180 minus 95. Okay, and what would that be? 85. So if n is 85, we can just set it up, our equation, as 8x minus 3 equals 85. Now, if you ended up doing 95 plus 8x minus 3 equals 85, that's okay as well. And I'm sorry, I'll make this a little easier to read. Okay? So go ahead and solve this. Let's go ahead. I got to add the 3 over. I have 8x equals 88. Divide by 8, and what do we get for x? X equals 11. Okay? Perfect. Let's look at number 9, or number 8, sorry. This one. Okay, what are we going to do? How do we figure out what angle B is going to be? And what's 180 minus 55? 125. So what do I set equal to 125? 11x plus 26 equals 125. Okay, perfect. Now what do I need to do? Subtract 26. What is 125 minus 26? 99. Divide by 11, and what do we get for x? Perfect. Sorry. All right, so x equals 9. Do number 9 and 10 on your own, and then compare with your partner. You can do it equals 180. You can do either or.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Now, make sure you pay attention to number 10 because number 10 is just a little bit different. It's different than the ones we've done. Yeah, it is. On how to solve. Yeah, it is. You didn't do it right.
You did it wrong. You did it wrong.
No, you didn't.
How did I do it wrong?
Because look at where the angles are.
You did it wrong.
Well, that looks like math.
I don't understand.
Erase that and work on math, Tanner. Work on math.
I did. It's on the back.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Someone watched the video yesterday.
Are we turning it
I'll talk about that at the end.
I think I did one wrong. Now that I think I divided by
And you'll have time to fix that. We'll have plenty of time. But I'll talk about that. We're gonna do like just a couple more together. All right. Here's what you should have done. You should have got x equals 1 and x equals 9. Did we get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, pay attention on number 10 because this time we have the top two angles. Okay. Those both equal 105. So you should have done 105 equals 14x minus 21. Okay. How do we feel so far about this?
Wait, what if the parallel sides are congruent?
Huh?
What if the parallel sides are congruent?
Then it's a parallelogram. I want you to do 13 and 14. These would be the last two. So take your time. 13 and 14. Work on 13 and 14, please.
Wait, 13? 13 is...
Yeah, work on the math.
Oh, 7x plus 8. Do it yourself.
How'd you set it up? What? You said just this angle equals 180. So how should you set that one up? No. You should do 7x plus 8 plus equals, yeah, there you go. I don't know the answer on the top of my head. Well, if you got a whole number, that's a good sign. But it does say find the angle. You should not, I don't believe you should get a decimal. But it says find.
No.
What's 170?
Do you write your work on both of these, Lauren? Don't throw those. Where's your calculator?
So it's actually in my house.
Do you not have yours either? They're doing the mental math on dividing. I'm like, just use your calculator. Which one? Why'd you equal them to each other?
Is that not what we're supposed to do?
Oh, you shouldn't have done that on either one. You're saying, do these equal each other? If it was like this, they would equal each other. But what should you do instead? So add them and equal them to 180. Oops. Can I see that?
No.
And I just
Give me that
want
back. No.
22 minus
I don't want to.
Hold up your hand. You have to do minus 17.
Oh, it's probably because you're left-handed, so it's not going to show up here because I froze the screen. Well, because that's where you can change the menu, so I wonder if it just clicks. Because sometimes your fingers work as well. But it shouldn't work now because I turned that screen part off, this part.
I hope I did this right.
All right, did we get 95 on the first one? So you should have got x equals 11. All right, and then angle u equals 95, okay? Lauren is writing that next part for us, okay? On both of these, you need to equal them to 180 because they're supplementary. Now, some of you are equaling them to each other. Now, if I had angle V and angle S, then I would equal them to each other, okay? If I had angle U and angle T, I would equal them to each other, okay? So make sure you pay attention on when you equal them to each other and when you add up to equal 180, okay? So on 14, we got x equals 12. All right, and then what do we get for angle C? Do we get 115? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Do we have any questions? Okay, this is where I need you to listen, okay? The next for some trapezoids, and then what we're doing next is kites. They are not on Delta Math, okay? So I have to hand out a paper assignment. Now, this has 2 pages, okay? The first page is the assignment you had yesterday. If you have your work from yesterday on a separate sheet of paper, all you have to do is staple it to the page. All right, and I know you did it because you'll turn this in. Now, if you did not do the assignment yesterday, you need to work on the first page. All right, and show your work. Okay? That's okay. Now, listen, the second page is what we did today, so that's what I need you to work on. All right? If you did not work on yesterday's assignment, you need to do that as well. So I'm going to give you guys plenty of time to do that. Don't just write the answers on from the homework from yesterday. You have to show your work. What? Okay. If you have a question, I'll come to you in a second.
What if I put it like the answers on the back?
Just the answers?
No, like what if I put all the stuff on the back of my
I'll give it back to you. Just give it to me and then you'll get it back. Plenty. Like 40 minutes. Yeah.
You should hang this up.
No. Because it's not Christmas.